Secure the bag, yeah, that's the brand, and we get to the bag.
What's going on, family? It's your man Tay Sweat here once again with another STB Market Watch. Now, for those of you all who are new, first of all, before I introduce myself, I have a very important announcement that's going to, not even an announcement, but I need something from everybody who watches these. I need you to go and place a vote, right? Now, placing this vote is going to dictate how I teach on YouTube and what I'm willing to put out even further. So, that being said, I'm going to show you where to go and vote. So, before I introduce myself, let's go and vote. I need your vote. And I'm going to share my screen and show you where to vote. It's in the free Discord, but I'm going to show you where to vote and why I need you to vote. So here, I made a video and placed it in the free Discord. And I basically, I'm asking, listen, should I, create some type of like members only, like challenge, boot camp, something that I can put the kind of like exclusive stuff that I don't want to put out there for free. Because like I said, I don't want it to stop working, or I don't want it to, I don't want it to stop, or I don't want it to basically get watered down. Let me say it that way, right? Because I don't like the stop working. I don't want it to get watered down to where maybe it does work, but it doesn't work as effectively as it used to. Similar to the RSI, the MACD, Bollinger Bands. I don't want some of the things that I teach to get watered down. For example, I'm going to give you, before you vote, what am I talking about, right? One of the great examples that I can tell you about is people don't realize that the moon, okay, let me break this down, because some of my newbies are like, whoa. What do you mean the moon and the stock market in the same sentence? Okay, listen to me. There's a lot of things that I know about this stock market, and I could teach a lot of stuff for free, and then I have probably 90% more in my head that I could still teach that I haven't mentioned yet, right? And one of them is using weather patterns, astrology, and even the moon to dictate how the market is going to move, and it'll tell you kind of when it's going to go up, when it's going to go down. Now, why is that, right? Let's think about it like this. The moon essentially is responsible for the movement of water, right? And it kind of dictates water, or it dictates where water moves, when it goes up, when it goes down, when it's aggressive, when it's lighter or more calm. The moon, based on where it is, apogee, perigee, if it's new moon, full moon, all of this stuff dictates water, right? Now, humans are 70-80% water. So if moon controls water, then water, all right, I'm not gonna go too deep. Okay, now, that being said, if humans are mostly water and the moon controls water, or I don't want to say control, let's say it influences water, then we know the moon has influence over people who are mostly water. Now, what is the market made up of? Mostly people. So if the market is made up of mostly people, and people are controlling the movement of the market based on how they're feeling that day, that week, or that half of the month or quarter of the month, then the moon can tell me what people are going to do, and the people are going to tell me what the market is going to do, and the market is going to tell me what the stock or itself is going to be moving up or down. So this is one of those things that I teach. And once again, there's certain things I'm just not willing to put on the internet for free, because I don't want people stealing my stuff. All right. But not only that, I don't want people, not only when they steal it, what happens is they steal it, they teach it. And then when they teach it, they charge people. Right. And then when they charge people, they run ads to it, get a bunch of people in it, and then they start teaching it to a whole bunch of people. And then what happens is it gets watered down. Because now, if you put it out for free, probably 10% of the people are going to create a course with it, right? And then those 10% of people are going to create, it's a whole domino effect. Let's just say that, right? I've seen it happen before. I've been in this game long enough, and I don't want that to happen, because I got some shit that works really well. So I'm thinking about creating some type of space, because people keep asking me for it. I'm thinking about creating the type of space where maybe, once a month or every other month, I can create like this members only type of thing where, I could teach some next level stuff, and, it can work for people that, it's like not too crazy expensive, but um, it can work, and I can teach you how to implement it, right? But it won't be out, quote unquote, for free. So it's not easy to grab. I'll just say that, right? It won't be easy to grab. So please vote here. Please vote here, and that'll let me know, should I do it or should I not? If not, I'll just keep teaching the basic stuff on YouTube, and we'll just keep going from there. All right. With that being said, let's get into it. Today's STB Market Watch. What are we talking about, and how we're going to do this thing? So for today's market watch, we're going to be talking about support and resistance, and I'm going to take you down a rabbit hole when it comes to support and resistance. Now, there are many supports and resistance levels that we can do. I'm going to be teaching on probably multiple versions of it throughout different classes. So I'll teach one today, I'll teach one tomorrow, etc. Right? But first of all, who am I? Once again, my name is Tay Sweat for all of my newbies. I am a trader of over 10 years now. I trade stocks, futures, options, crypto. I trade whatever has a chart and has good opportunity. And I've been doing this once again for about 10 years. I got my start at trading penny stocks. Penny stocks are super crappy companies that probably are going bankrupt. So one of the superpowers that I had was I knew I could trade stocks that were going bankrupt, right? And it gave me an extra skill that most people don't have, because in this stock market that we have today, Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, these companies are going up because they're valuable companies, they're profitable companies, and everybody knows, oh, they're going up, just buy it, and you should just go, it should just go up. It's easy, right? This makes you not so good, or it makes you a little bit weaker when it comes to the overall game of trading, right? So someone who can trade a crappy company that's possibly going out of business, and you can be profitable consistently doing that, you got to be good. You got to be good. And I am that good. So that's what I want. That's why I want to teach this stuff and break some of these, things down to, in hopes that I could leave a legacy and help many other people do this thing, right? So let's get into it. I don't have my mic today. My mic's not working well. So I don't have my mic today. So hopefully my audio is pretty good. But we're going to get into it. We're going to go over some basic support and resistance, and how to, I'm going to make this thing seem so simple and rudimentary. People are going to be like, wait a minute, Tay, it can't be that easy. Yes, it's that easy. What we're going to do is we're going to back test some of this stuff. And I'm going to also walk you through maybe looking at some higher time frames for people who may not want to trade short term, but maybe you want to trade something, a couple weeks, couple months at a time. All right. So let's get into it. All right. So here we have the ES. The ES, of course, from what, 2 days ago, maybe? Yeah, the 5th. So the morning of the 5th, we're going to look at the ES, the morning of the 5th. And I'm going to show you how this thing can be broken down in many ways, many ways. Support and resistance, as we know it, can be, and what we're going to start out with is horizontal, right? Horizontal support and resistance, okay? So just this here lets me know we have some support and resistance. Now, often there's two ways or two things that you're going to be able to use to dictate where your lines should be drawn. Now, there's one that's going to be called a pivot point. These are pivot points. That basically means it goes down and then it pivots back up. That's a pivot point. That is going to be some support and resistance, okay? Or let me say this, that's going to be support. All right. Now, there's also another area that you can draw your lines, and that is going to be at what I call V's and the U's. It's a V, so it goes up and then it quickly drops down. What we do is we place them at not the wicks, but we place them at the close and the opening of the candle. That is another level that we can look at. Boom. All right, see, now we're creating some levels. Now we're creating some levels. So V's and the U's are where I like to put my lines, and then pivot points. These are great, great areas to put your lines. So look at this. We had a fall down and then a pivot up, right? So this would be more like a U. It came down, it made a U, right? So I'm going to put this at the first pivot, which is right in here. Boom, first pivot, pivot up. And I want to make this a little bit bigger so you can see where the pivot is. And it's like right in there, right? So now for the most part, we're boxing this thing up. Look, move up, move sharply down, right? Um, let's see if we can find another one. Look at this, right? Move up, sharply down, right? Now, I know a lot of people are like, hey, wait a minute. This thing is getting a little nutty. Depends on how you want to trade. I'll be honest. Now, I'm showing you this hour time frame because watch this. You can now go down and notice, you now have areas that you can trade just based on support and resistance that we found on the hour chart. Okay. So now what we can do is we can assume that this will be support until it closes under, and that this will be resistance until it closes above. Now, the rules to this for anybody who's wondering is there are rules to support and resistance, and the first one is support. Support basically is going to quote unquote support the price action. That means when we get above it, you'll see this happen. We'll get above it and it will support the price action, right? It'll support it, meaning it'll hold it up. Okay. Now, you then have a rule for support that when it gets below support, it becomes resistance. Okay. It becomes resistance. So that works on both ends. So the second part of the rule, or the other side of that rule, is that when it's resistance, same thing. When you get above resistance, it becomes support. 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 Right? So this is the rule to support and resistance. So this was resistance, we got above, and now it's this line is support. So now what we can see is, okay, let's check out and see what we have here. Okay. So we have a few lines that you can do. Now, I don't recommend, and once again, first of all, let me say this. I demand that you trade using paper trading only. With any of the things I teach, you need to be paper trading only. Only paper trading. And then once you start getting good and you are consecutively making money from paper trading, then you personally can make your own conclusion of whether or not you need to be trading real money after that. All right. But anything that I teach, it only needs to be implemented, using paper trading. I don't want to hear anything other than paper trading. Hey, I've been trading, I lost some money. You're not supposed to be trading money, right? So I don't want to hear it. Paper trade, paper trade, paper trade, paper trade. Okay, these strategies work. You need to get them first. You need to understand them. And the way to do that is through paper trading. Okay, now this is a form of paper trading. What we're doing. So this is above. I need to see this next candle. Is it going to hold or is it going to come here? If it comes here, I may go short. Right? Let's see. There it is. Boom! You hit it. It literally came back down. That was honestly, and now one thing I hate about this this paper trading, I guess you can say, platform, is it doesn't give you like tick by tick, right? But let's go back. Let me see if I can. Like I said, if it hit that line, I wanted to, buy it and take it down to the previous line. So let's see if we can replay that. All right, let's go to a smaller time frame, maybe the 3-minute. All right, so get above. Let's see here. Boom, above. Once again, I wanted the candle that hit here, because literally I could have got here and got out. That's a scalp. That's what we would call a scalp. So let's see. When it hits that area, boom. I want to see if I can take it back down. Boom, there it is. Right? It hit this area, 42.92, and then I got out. Right? And sometimes you have to short front run. We call it front run. You had to front run it because some people are greedy and they would hold out for 25 cents. No, I'm out of there right here. Boom. 42.92. I'm out of there at 42.90. Right? For a lot of people, it's like, oh my God, Tay, that's such a small range. With scalping, you want to do small ranges and a lot of them. That's pretty much it. So you do small range, but let's say you make $50. Down $50. You buy it here, take it up, $50. Watch this. Should hit here and bounce. Let's see if we can get it. Okay. Nope, we're getting back below. Looks like we want to hold below. Okay, cool. Well, look, it's sitting right here where you bought it. So for me, if I see we're holding below, we're holding resistance, guess what? I just get out where I got in. this is how it works. You just get out where you got in. Okay. Once again, this is not my only strategy to trade. Some people are gonna be like, wait a minute, this is too easy. No, this is not my only strategy to trade, but this is one of the ways you can see what is it doing, right? So it looks like it wants to get out, or excuse me, it looks like it wants to go down. So maybe, just maybe, we're holding resistance. Maybe, just maybe, I then put on a trade and see if I can take it to maybe the next available support. Now, see, as we get down in here, it looks like it wants to be here. So I'll take it from 89 to 86, right? So 42.89, 42.86. Let's see if we can get that. All right, holding. Okay, we're getting back above it. And it's playing with us. It's playing with that line. Now, me personally, I don't like these type of trades, right? When I see it start playing against this line, I'm like, you know what? Let me get out of there. I usually don't like that, but it did take it. It took us down slightly. It held right here, and then we pop back above, right? Now, something I teach my people. So let's continue because it should continue up. Let's see. Yep. So got back above, continued up, and now we're trying that line again. Right. There you go. It's holding that line. Boom. There you go. All right. But what you see, so are you seeing what's going on here? These wicks, they're hitting the lines and then failing. Hit the line, fail. Where is it failing to? Back to your most available or your most recent available line, support or resistance, right? Now, what I teach a lot of my people is with this type of trading, you have to scale in. Number one, you have to scale in. Number two, you have to find your directional bias, right? That's not what this class is today, but you need to find out where the market is moving on a larger time frame. So right now, the market looks like it wants to be going up, right? Looks like it's going up. Now, for me, I would need to see why is it going up and see, look at this. Sellers are actually stepping in. So it may not be going up, right? Because I don't like those sellers. So that being said, I need to know my directional bias, right? And not only that, I need to be figuring out how am I going to play this thing? Am I going to be buying every, am I going to buy, I don't know, and sell every $2? Am I looking for a $5 move? Like, what's your entry and exit? What's your stop loss? Right? You need to know these things. Okay. So let's go back in. Let's see if we can get some. Let's see if we can get some bullish moves. So we're above this little area here. So that's telling me we're making new heights. So higher high, higher high, higher high. It looks good. Now, I'm not going to teach this today. We'll talk about this later, but this is also a support line, right? This is also a support line. Now, a lot of people are going to say, Tay, how do I draw these? Okay. This is more so what we call a speed line. And we'll talk about, I'll do a separate class on how to trade using speed lines. But a lot of people say, Tay, how do I know I'm drawing the right one? The rule that I use is when it comes to speed lines, or just support and resistance period, is if I can look back and see that 3 or more candles are being held, that lets me know that this is a prominent support or resistance, right? So you go here, boom, right? You can even do something like this because yes, they do pop through them. So pop through it, came back in, resistance, resistance, resistance. So, a lot of people would have failed right there. Now, honestly, drawing these lines, it's literally just a matter of experience is the best way to say that. It's a matter of experience. That's literally it. So see, now I have a better picture. Look at this. I have a better picture. So yeah, my direction is biased to the upside, but look at this. We got to get above this. So every time you hit this line and one of these lines, look at this strong resistance. This is a resistance and that's a resistance. So it hit it and it fell quick. That was a great entry to buy. If it comes right here, or excuse me, to short. So we could have went short here. If it comes here, that's a great entry to buy. So with that being said, family, let's see how this thing plays out. All right, let's check it out. Boom, look at that. It didn't even get close to it. But that was a great buy entry right in here. We could have got down there. All right, so now it looks like we want to try to hold above this. All right, so took your, it should have been some sellers right here. We took your sellers out and look what it's doing. Okay. So now what we're going to do is continue. And yeah, it's continuing through. Why? Because there was nothing in here to stop us. Look back here. There's really nothing in here to stop us. Right. Especially if you go back, because keep in mind, we drew these on the hour chart. Right. So there was nothing in there to stop us. Okay. Now this stopped us. And even though it blew through it, and that's what the futures do. Futures do that time to time. There was nothing here to stop us. Right. So that being said, it did get up here and then it pulled all the way back, and watch, it's going to pull back and hold right under here. Let's see. Look at that. Held right under here and then leaked. So I know a lot of people are afraid of that type of move, and that's why you got to be careful with futures, because that happens often. All right. So here's the thing. Let's take it back one, and then we're going to go to a smaller time frame, and we're going to see kind of how this thing played out on a smaller time frame. Because if you had that on like a 5 minute, you probably could have made some decent money, believe it or not. So let's see. So we had one shoot up. There it goes. Okay. Came back in. Boom. So yeah, once you got back underneath, and if you went even smaller, yeah, that's a short. You take it down. I probably would have sold it here. I'll be honest with you, right? So 42.96, I'm out. 42.93, that's $3. That's a great move. We're talking about trading, short-term trading. That's a great scalp. Ran through and look, came back up, held support. So you have to be careful with short-term trading and stuff, because it does, it blows through these. Look, you see that? It just popped out, and this is what we call a stop hunt. Knock those out, give you some liquidity, and then came back in. And it probably, I was saying, it probably failed after that. That's how the market works. Okay. So look, took out your stops, because people are like, oh, I got my stop order placed. If you were stopped right in, this is part of the game. You have to know where to place your stops. If you placed your stops here because you wanted to go short here, yeah, they popped up, took your stops out, and then continued the move lower. It's a dirty game, isn't it? So then we're going to hold support here, support, 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 as we take the next available level of. So this is what you would call market structure shifts. All right. So you had sellers, seller, seller. We came above the seller. So now we look like we want to hold here and maybe move up. Now we got a lot of resistance above our heads. I don't know how far I'm willing to hold up. Look at that. Resistance, resistance, resistance. So made a nice little move up. So even if you just took this trade, so what I like to do is maybe take trade, scale in, trade. So 42.90. That was a good move up. 42.94, 42.96. So yeah, that's a good 4 points. And this is just for day trade, right? If anybody wants to day trade, scalp in, out, in, out, in, out for a couple of points, this is how you do it. Now, I want to take you to larger time frames. For my people like, Tay, I'm not doing this. This shit is stressful. All right, let's go to a larger time frame, which means you should be coming out to monthly, weekly. I like the weekly chart most, monthly or weekly. All right. And what we're going to do is we're just going to back test this thing real quick. Right. I want to see how this thing works out. Right. So let's talk about it. We are going to draw this. Damn, it's funny how y'all are going to be able to see where all of your resistance levels are. Right. I'm going to move fast through this. You just got to, I've already told you how to draw pivot points and V's and the U's. I'm just going to draw these V's and the U's really, really fast. So don't, Tay, you're moving too fast. Teach us what you're doing. I've already taught it, so just bear with me. All right. I'm just going to do some very quick drawing. Right. Move down and up. I like that one. Move down, up, move down, up. So that's a good one. Let's see. Move down and up. Boom. That's a good one. We got pivot point here. That's a good one. Let's see. We got pivot point down there. That's a good one. Down. Excuse me. Up, down. I like that. Okay, so we didn't really go that low. Just in case, I like this pivot point right here. And that should be good. That should be good. Actually, let's do one more. I like these two pivot points here. Okay. All right. So now we got our weekly chart trading, and now we know what's up. We know this is a weekly chart and it's going to take some time to get there, right? If you bring your butt up here, I start shorting you to take you back down somewhere in here, right? Let's try it out. Let's see what we got. Boom. Okay. Now, a lot of times it tries to get above it, and we call this a bull trap. So let's see if it gets above it. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. They're taking off. Okay. They're taking off. I'm okay though, especially if I know I got a price target somewhere down here, which we played this. We played this move. We knew we had bull traps in there. And this is where hedging. So for my people who are in STB, we talk about hedging a lot. This is where hedging works really well. If you know you got a price target here and you're aiming for, hey, give me 6 months on the expiration, and then it's like, but just in case you want to continue, also give me some calls for 2 months out, 1 month out, whatever, right? And while you're waiting on that to play out, you let's say you put $5,000 into something down here, or excuse me, into puts right here to make the move down here, and then you put money, put 2,000 into calls, you make $5,000 on this move. And I mean, and that's just an example, right? And let's say you make 5,000 on this move, your puts were paid for with this move. And if it continues, you want to continue to play it short. It continues, you make more money waiting for the move down. This is how to move. This is how we hedge. All right. So we have a new pivot point that was established. This is also a support, so we can buy this short term against, once again, against our puts that we have to go down. Let's see if it bounces. All right, short term. Oh, there it is. So the calls we just bought right here, bought calls, took us up, right? I'm not greedy. I'm not a greedy bastard. I never wait for it to touch the line. I'm out very early because that's a nice move. We bought right in here at 45.50. Look at that. That's 4,700. I am out of there. You think I'm gonna hold out for another what? $30? No, I'm out of there. So I'm out. And look at that. Stars falling. Right? Stars falling. Okay, boom. Touch my line. I know this is a pivot point. Let me see if I can get it back down here. All right. Here we go. Look at that. Now, see, these are just weekly trades. Look at this. I took from here to here. That's 1, 2 weeks. So 1 week, 2 week. You bought it here for 1 week, 2 week. Took it up in 2 weeks. 1, 2, 3. So 3 weeks, you hit the line. You sold this or you got puts. Look at that. Boom. In 2 weeks, you got to move down. $200 move. All right. You go back up. Look, if you buy that, you go back up. Boom. You see how this thing is working? Look at that. You get out. You sell it again, and it's probably gonna pop through after this because it's touched it too many times. Usually after like 2 touches, I'm like, that third touch is probably gonna blow through it, right? So it blew through it. See how long it held it? Not long. Look at that. Bought us right back in. 1 week you bought it, bought puts here. 1 week, 2 week, 3 week. I'm probably not gonna hold to touch that line. I'm getting out right there, but it may touch the line. And there's our line touch. Oh my goodness. Right now, remember I told you 2 touches. 1, 2. Actually, it's been 3. 1, 2, 3. So this third touch to this little area, this second line right here, this third touch, I think we're going to melt through it. So let's see if we can melt through it. Okay, there it is. There it is. We melt through it. Look at that. I'm buying my next available support. If I wanted to average in, I can grab here and take it back to this one. Let's see if we can get that. Here. And boom, there we go. If I hedge, or excuse me, if I bought 43.42 and 42.58, I mean, it's probably like 4,300 average cost. And then I took it right back here to 4,500. That's a $200 move. Good God. Are you not entertained? And look, this thing just continues to bounce in between. All right. Look at that. Sell it, buy it. Buy it, sell it. See how this works? That's how you can play if you want to play a little bit longer. Okay. We call this swing trading. Right. And look, it's just hitting my lines and holding them like clockwork. Like clockwork. Right. So once again, you find your directional bias. If we were bullish, then you buy all of your bull moves, right? If you feel like, okay, we topping out, then you short it as well. This is how you play the game, boys and girls. This is how it works. So once again, this has been a class, another STB Market Watch. I hope you loved it. Wait a minute. Before we move on, hold on. Drop that beat. I'm kidding. All right. So I have to go over just real quick. I have to go over this. All right. Let's see. So here we have, look, we're bullish, right? We're sitting above it. Look, came down, held support. Where are we gonna go now? Looks like we're getting ready to go to that 4,300. So if I'm just using what I taught you back here, look, we're above, we're holding support. I think we're going to 43.40. We're currently at 42.79, right? Or 42.88, excuse me. So I think somewhere in here this week, we're going to try to make it here to 43.44. When, I don't know. I'm going to have to watch it on a shorter time frame, all right? A smaller time frame. Okay. So for me, what I see happening here is we're struggling, right? We're struggling kind of in the middle. So if you want to be somebody who swing trades and you say, hey, Tay, I want to buy this and take it here. Okay, cool. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for it to touch. I'm not buying this shit right here, right? I'd wait for it to touch it and then I'd take you to here. Or I'd wait for you to touch here and then I'd take you back here. So what I'm seeing right now, on a short-term basis, is we just got some consolidation right now. We've made this move up. We're making, so it did still make a higher high over into this area. But we just shifted market structure. We just made a lower low, right? Lower low. So that's a low. This is a low. It's this low is lower than that low. That's bearish, right? This high is lower than that high. That's bearish. I think we're going to try to make a new low. Boom, there's your price target. You buy 42.60, we go home, right? That's what I see coming. That's what I see happening. And then what we can do is we can draw these lines out, right? I know I'm a technician, a master technician. I love this stuff, right? I love this stuff, right? So this is going to look like somewhat of a bear flag, right? So it's going to bear flag our way down and then boom, we're going to pop our way on out of there, right? So what I'm looking for is maybe a touch. If I can get a touch here, I'm probably going to buy that and I'm going to try to take it here. That is my goal. I don't know about y'all. That's my goal, right? So my goal, yes, is to see if we can get it down to here. And then I'd like to see a pop out of here and a move to 43.46. That is my goal. So we'll continue to make lower lows, lower low, lower low as we go into Wednesday, right? And then lower high, lower high, lower high as we go into Wednesday, right? And then, like I said, from there, I'd like to see this boom. I like to see a move out. So I'm buying right here at 42.59, 42.60-ish area. If that fails, we're gonna go down, test that 42.26, and then we should get that move up. But I don't know if we're gonna go that low. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if we would go down here. 50% retracement will be 42.43. So we'll see. We'll see. But this is how we trade, boys and girls. All right. So yeah, look, it's sitting right here. That's perfect. That's a perfect short. Give me my short, right? So anyway, perfect short, take it back down, perfect long, and then we out of there, right? So once again, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'll, try to see if we can take advantage of. And from there, I'll see y'all on the next one. All right. This has been another great class. I'm going to continue to do these for free. But once again, I need you all who want that next level knowledge. If you want me to create some type of like members only type of thing to teach the next level stuff that I don't want to put online for free, just please make sure you vote. Okay. Other than that, I love you all. Please comment, like, subscribe, do all that great stuff. And don't forget to share my shit. Right? Share my shit. Why? Because, hey, I'm here showing up on a day-to-day basis, showing love, giving love, teaching. I just out of the kindness of my heart. All I want in return is a little love back, baby. Show me some love. All right? I'll see you on the next one. I'm out.
Secure the bag, yeah, that's the brand, and we get to the bag. These products